Okay, question number 7. The value of pi, the value of pi up to 50 decimal place is given below. So after point, whatever we have, it will be the decimal place. Now you are asked to make a frequency distribution of the digit from 0 to 9 after the decimal point. So we are going to take only the digit after the decimal place. So the digit that is before the decimal place we are not going to take, but we are going to take the digit that is after the decimal place, and we are going to make a frequency distribution table. Okay, let's start it. So we are going to make the frequency distribution table for digit 0 to 9. So first it will be digits, then telemarks, then frequency, digits, telemark, and frequency. Their digits are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Here the frequency table will be of ungroup data, so there will be no class interval. Okay, you can lower your hands. Then at the end we'll put total. Okay, then what you're going to do is we'll cut one digit and we're going to put the tallies. So after the decimal point, we are going to start. After decimal point only, you are going to start. So first cut the digits. First digit after decimal point is 1. So cut 1. You're just going to cut 1. You're going to cut 1. And near 1 you're going to put a tally. Then again you're going to cut 4, and near 4 you're going to put the tally. Then you're going to cut 1 again. Next is 1, you'll cut 1 and you're going to put tally near 1, and so on. Now if you cut all the tallies, it will come out like this. And after cutting the tallies, or after marking the tallies, if you count the number of tallies, you can find the frequency, and then find the total. So the remaining part I'm not showing you, I have already written, so you can just see this and you can just write and complete the table. And once you are done, you can raise your hand. So to find the tally, you will cut each of the digits after the decimal point, and whatever is a digit after the decimal point you get, we are going to put the tally mark near that, and then we are going to count all the tally marks and find the frequency, and then you'll find the total. Okay, if you are done, you can raise your hand and put the tally properly. If you don't put the tally properly in the exam, you'll not get the marks. Okay, now there is second part in the question. Now the second part is number two is what are the most and the least frequent occurring digit. You have to tell what are the most and the least frequent occurring digit. Okay, now if you see the frequency, the highest frequency is 9. Highest frequency is, sorry, 3. See, the highest frequency is 8, 8. These two are the highest frequency, and for this the corresponding value is what, 3, and for this corresponding value is what, 9. So highest frequency are 8, and for 8, both the 8s, the digits are what, 3 and 9. So the most frequent occurring digits are 3 and 9. So we have to just see the highest frequency, and from there we can tell the most frequent occurring digit. So the most frequent occurring digits are 3 and 9. And same way, the least frequency is 2. Least frequency is 2. So the least occurring digit is 0. So you can write two answer. The most frequent occurring digit is 9, 3 and 9, and the least frequent occurring digit is 0. So see this and write. So two answer will be the most frequent occurring digits are 3 and 9, and the least frequent occurring digits is 0. Okay, after writing, you can raise your hand. Most frequent occurring digits are 3 and 9, and the least frequently occurring digits, least frequently occurring digit is 0. Okay, so it is understood, it is done. Then let's move to the next question. Okay, next question is question number 8. "30 children were asked about the number of hours they watch TV program, watch TV programs in the previous week. The results are as follows." So these are the result of the 50 students who watch TV, and the hours of watching is given you. So data that is given you is a number of hours the student watch TV in the previous week is given to you. Now what you're going to do is you're going to make a group frequency distribution table for this data, taking the class weight, taking weight of the class, or taking class weight 5, and one of the class interval is 5 to 10. So you're going to make a group frequency distribution table for this data, taking the class weight 5. The weight of the class should be 5. And one of the class interval is 5 to 10. Okay, now how to make the table. Let's see. Now here first we'll see what is the highest and the lowest value. The lowest value is 1, and the highest value is how much? Highest value is 17. And one of the class interval is 5 to 10. So next will be 10 to 15, then next 15 to 20, and so on. But since lowest value in the data is 1, so we have to take the first class interval as 0 to 5. So the first class interval will depend on the lowest value, and the last class interval will depend on the highest value. Class interval, tally mark, frequency. Now class interval, since say in the question one of the class interval is 5 to 10, it is not the first one of it is 5 to 10. So depending on our lowest value, we are going to take the first class. So here the data start from 1, so the first class should be 0 to 5. The difference is 5. 5 to 10. All the class, for all the class interval, the difference between the difference of the class interval should be 5. So first class interval is 0 to 5, then next is 5 to 10, then next is 10 to 15, next will be 15 to 20. We are taking up to 20. Why? Because the highest value is in the data, the highest value is 17. Highest value is 17. Okay. Now we can cut the class, we can cut one data and put the tallies. Cut the first data, that is 1, and put the tally in here. So first data is 1, and 1 will fall in between what? 0 to 5. So put the tally in here, the class 0 to 5. Then next one is what? Next one is 10, cut 10 and put the tally for 10. Now 10, where we'll put? In the first one or the second one? There are two 10s. We don't put in the first one, we will put in the second one. So it will be in between 10 to 15. So the tally for 10 will be between 10 to 15, not in between 5 to 10 class. Then next is tray, cut tray and put the tally. Tray will lie in between 0 to 5 class, so put the tally near it. Again, cut the next one. Next one is what? 6. 6 will fall in between 5 to 10 class, so put a tally near that. Next cut. Next one will be tray. Next one is tray again, so it will be in between 0 to 5, so put it in between 0 to 5. And like that you complete it. So the remaining you can see here and you can write. So remaining I'm not showing you, I've already written, so from there you can just copy it down. So after putting all the tallies, what you can find, the frequency of the class 0 to 5 is coming out 10, then frequency of the class 5 to 10 is coming out how much? 13. Frequency of the class 10 to 15 is coming out 5, and the frequency of the class 15 to 20 is coming out 2, and if you take the total of the frequency, it is how much? 30. Okay, once you are done, you can raise a hand. Yeah, once you're done, you can raise your hand. Okay, so it is done. Now there is one more question in this question, in this particular question. Then there is a second part. The second part of the question is how many children watch television for 15 or more hour a week? So you're going to find how many children watch television for 15 or more hour a week. So what you're going to do is you're going to see the class interval or the frequency table. You're going to see the frequency table, and then from there we're going to see the class. Say if you see the class, this is up to 5 hours. 0 to 5 means up to 5 hours. 5 to 10 means up to 10. Then 10 to 15 means up to 15. So more than 15 will lie in here. So more than 15, how many children are watching television? Is 2. Because for 15 to 20 class the frequency is 2. So that means how many children are watching television for 15 or more hours a week? That is 2. So you can just write to answer 2 children. Okay, once you're done, you can raise your hand. Okay, so it is done, understood. Okay, let's move to the next question. Question number 8. Oh, sorry, question number 9. It is question number 9, the last question. Now the question is, what let's say, a company manufactures car batteries of a particular type. They lives in the lives in years of 40 such battery. The lives of 40 such battery was recorded as follow. These are the lives in years of 40 batteries is given to us. And what you're going to do is you are going to construct a group frequency distribution table for this data using the class interval of the size 0.5. Here the class interval should be 0.5. The difference between the class should be zero point 0.5. And one of the class interval is 2 to 2.5. 2 to 2.5. Or starting from the, okay. Class interval size is 0 0.5 and starting from the interval 2 to 2.5. So the starting class interval is 2 to 2.5. So starting is given to us. We have to find the ending depending on the highest value. Now I can see 4.5, the highest 4.6. Okay, 4.6 is the highest. Okay, so let's start. So here also we are going to make a group frequency distribution table. Why? Because class interval is given. Class interval tally marks frequency. So first class interval was 2 to 2.5. So 2 to 2.5. Next class interval is what? Next class interval should be 2.5 to 3 because the difference should be 0.5. Next 3 to 3.5. Next again 3.5 to 4. Then 4 to 4.5. Highest value was 4.6, so we have to take one more. Next 4.5 to 5. So these are the class intervals. Okay, now we'll cut one by one the datas in the question and we'll put the tally. First one is 2.6. Where will 2.6 lie? It will lie in between 2.5 to 3. So put the tally there. Then next is what? Next is 3.5. So 3.5. We'll not put in the first one, but in the second one. So 3.5, where we'll put in between 3.5 to 4. We'll not put in the ending of the class, but we'll put in the starting of the class. Okay. Then next is again 2.5. Again 2.5, where to put? 2.5 will not put in the ending of the class. We'll start put in the starting of the class. So that means we will put in 2.5 to 3 plus. Okay, so you're going to complete it. The remaining I've already written, so you can see this and complete the table, frequency table. And then there is one more question, I think, or no question. Okay, no question is there. So you can just complete the table. And after completing the table, we'll add the frequency and find the total. And the total should be 40 because lives of 40 battery is given to us. Okay, once you're done, you can raise your hand.